Bravo, Michael.
That violations of copyright, people. No one would want to own that version.
That was beautiful. That was a lovely rendition. Lovely rendition. That is Glenn Kreitzer's song. It's at the Savoy, or what is the name of that song?
Michael Jagger original.
Okay.
Come from
No copyright infringements there.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you know, we had gone through all that high tech fanciness to create sort of the intro reel countdown, the show's about to start video. It was lovely, but for whatever reason, I feel like the sharing of the video was getting too choppy, and then Facebook, understandably, is really locking down to protect the rights of music being played, which is great because we want to protect and honor the musicians. So, but Glenn Kreitzer has given us permission to use that song.
The Boy Jump is, well, thank you, Felix. Hey, Felix. Oh, our good friend and drinking pal, Felix. Cheers to you, sir. And cheers to you, lovely.
Oh, cheers, Felix. Man, we need to have like we survived the summer, we think,
Did we?
drink. Yeah. You know, Felix, if you're around and you want to come in and say hi, I can send you a link. No pressure, but I'm just saying I could send you a link to join us if you were bored and had nothing else to do.
Join us, Felix. You know you want to. But first, let me get my hair out of the way with this giant hair clip.
Oh, you know, when you first showed that to me, I thought it was one of those things that you put in your shoe to get your heel in.
Shoehorn? Yeah, this is a hair horn.
The hair.
I'm putting it in wrong. I don't even know how to use this thing. This is like some novelty-sized thing that my producer found. I don't know where'd you find this?
I love that. Don't throw that away. I'll use that.
Maybe.
You know what's interesting, speaking of which, speaking about hair, last night something very exciting happened to me.
Was it hair raising? Go on.
So my hair has been getting extremely long. The last time I had a haircut was in February. And it's not that big of a deal because, of course, I've just got long hair and nothing's happening with it. But the ends were getting super, super scraggly and kind of just, which is a technical term. And so I had washed my hair and I had combed it all out. And I asked Simon, I said, will you cut my hair? And he cut my hair. And I've never let anybody do that before. I'm very afraid. And I think I always have to go to a salon and pay, you know, upwards of $50 for someone to just do this.
Yeah.
But Simon cut my hair. And no, you probably can't tell at all. But it's shorter.
It looks great. Yeah, it's fabulous. It's so, wow, I didn't even, wow.
And then he was being all silly about it, and I said, "No, this is serious. You have to like be serious and make it feel like it's important, or it is important." And so then he went into full on like hairdresser mode, where he was like, "Okay, there's the bounce, and there's you know the angle, and you know let's give it some life." And I was like, "Oh."
Did you use a point cut? I hope he used a point cut.
I don't know what that means. He just used some scissors in his office.
Oh God. I'm just happy that you still have hair on your head.
Yeah, he did cut a little too quickly and too cavalier. I was like, wait, make a big deal out of it. Yeah. So I like the way the clip is working for you now.
Thanks. Yeah, just as God intended it. No, is this not how it works? No.
I think you're doing fine. Claudia, hello. She says, are you going to do a recipe collection of all the drinks of the live streams? That is a brilliant idea.
Where were you, Claudia, at the beginning of this whole thing when I could have been documenting all of them in real time? Yeah, we'll try to do our best. What are you drinking, Evita?
I'm just drinking water, but that is not to say that it's not special water because this is water from New York City, which has the best water in the world, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And it's just tap water and it's lovely, and I really like this little vessel.
it's great. Yeah, it's like a magic
So
trick.
just water for today.
Ciao, Elena. ¿Cómo estás?
Ciao. Oh, and Lindsay's drinking leftover coffee. Yeah, I could join you on that too.
This is for anyone who doesn't care, which includes me. It's a concoction I made for myself. It's a little bit, I'm going to say it's island inspired. It's the juice of a fresh orange, and some Aluna coconut rum, some Campari, which gives it that rosy color, which is, of course, an Italian bitter Amaro of sorts. There you go, Elena. I used a touch of what's called Skinos, which is a Greek gum liqueur, very obscure. I have a bottle because I had one drink at a bar in Berlin called the General Lee. It's a few years ago. My first time in Berlin by myself. Got there at night early. I was like, I'm going to hit a few. I hit the Green Door and a few other spots. And the last spot I hit was the General Lee. And this bartender made I was also, I had imbibed, but I swear it was one of the most amazing drinks I've ever had. And it included this liqueur called Skinos, I think is what it's called. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. What is it? And he told me. I was like, okay. And it had pineapple shrub, and I was like, okay. And so I came home and I learned how to make shrubs, which are delicious. And then I also bought this bottle of Skinos. I tried the recipe once. It was terrible. It was not as I remembered, so I've never touched it again.
Wait, shrubs is a drink?
Shrubs are a type of drink, yes.
I had no idea. I was always under the impression that shrubs and shrubbery was a decor in Monty Python's Holy Grail.
They can be a leafy bush type situation as well, but yeah, shrubs are fabulous. I recommend.
Hello, Ron.
There's a great book on shrubs that I've got, and it's just about taking fruit juice and you macerate it, or you take fruit and you macerate it with sugar, and then you cut that sugar with vinegar to make a sweet sour syrup, and then I cut it with soda water, and it's delicious.
Oh, Michael, you're very good at that kind of stuff.
Sometimes.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be our last live stream for a little while.
Say what?
Yeah, we have been doing, I don't know if everybody realizes this. I realized this. We have been doing live streams for 6 months. We started at the beginning of April, and we have done a live stream, if not once a week, twice a week for that entire time. And wow, that's been a lot. And what's great about it is that I think we learned a lot. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We experimented with a lot of techno, social media, get out there, hello people stuff. And if anybody is interested in ever going back and watching the live streams that we did all the way back from the beginning of the pandemic and at the beginning of April, you can absolutely do that. It's open to anyone and everyone if you just go to syncopatedcity.com/live. But I was reviewing some of the stuff that we've done, and it was a really interesting transformation to see, where we went from trying to offer like little mini workshops and lessons, which actually started with Felix. Felix, where are you?
Did you send him a link?
Oh, no, not yet. Should I?
Well, if you want him to call in.
Okay, well, so it started actually with Felix because we were supposed to teach at Mother City Hop at the mid-February or something.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, March. Anyways, and that was the spark that sort of or the catalyst that was, hey, let's try to offer information and stuff online, especially while everybody was in this sort of, oh my gosh, what do we do? And so to watch the progression of that, to watch all of our colleagues and friends who we've had on the show has been super interesting. It's been really, a lot has happened this summer.
Well, I will say I have I have something I'll read to us when we finish this thought of sorts about the live streams. But I'm not sure if you're aware Felix is ready.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, we just talked about this 2 seconds ago. Really?
I know. I'm so excited. I was like, wow, Felix, you're like super last minute special guest. We were actually not planning to have a guest or anybody with us today, so this is extra special. Hold on.
Extra.
Extra. Long. Boop 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 boop.
No, my name's Michael. It's easy to confuse us. Evita does the same thing.
What happened? What did I say wrong?
Nothing. You did great.
Anyways, we'll see. No pressure, Felix. But it would, if you have a drink in hand, then at least Michael won't be here drinking alone with someone drinking water. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm going to be the designated live streamer.
I am the designated live streamer.
What?
I'm the one who can press delete / escape. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I see what's happening here. You know what? So speaking of technology, I was in the captions realm of, by the way, we're using Restream, if anyone out there wants to know. And I was in the captions, you know, little wink. Oh wait, I can't wink. Anyways, and so I didn't see all the comments. Hi, Simon. Hi, June. Hi, Felix. Oh my God, there's Felix. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Felix!
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Hello.
Cheers to you, sir.
Cheers to you.
What are you drinking?
I made myself an old-fashioned very quickly. Elena is running around over here.
Or is that with the shadow? I was like, is that E.T.?
Hello, Elena.
I don't mean to, how do you say, crash your party. But when you said, I was like, all right.
You speak like this. I love it.
It's actually perfect, Felix, because I think after we were doing the sort of workshop lesson live streams, you were the first guest that we brought in that was like just a full-on let's hang and talk. And that was at the beginning of it all. So this is perfect because this is going to be our last live stream for a while until the next one. And it's perfect to have you here.
So nice to be here, always. I love to see your faces.
Oh, I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Where are you? How are you? What's going on?
I'm in Spain, where the situation is intense. I mean, you two are also in places where the situation is very intense. But yeah, I'm doing okay. I had a small injury 2 weeks ago. I cut myself on my foot. Just very stupid thing. I was walking in a stair. I was taking the next step. It was a bit tight, so I got stuck with the stair, and it was metal. So, and it was brand new. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt at all, but it was a bit big. So I have now 8 stitches on the top of my foot.
What?
Yeah.
But did you have to go to the doctors to get those stitches, I guess?
Yeah, ambulance came and got me because it was so much blood. So I had to. Sorry. So you should have a, how do you say? My sister, when I told her, she was like, you should have told me before you send the pictures and tell me this stuff.
Good morning, CW, : space.
Wait, but Felix, has this affected your dancing?
Yeah, so the last, my classes that I was supposed to be the last time this week of my course, the 6 weeks, so 3 weeks now, I postponed, and I'm not going to be able to do it until maybe in 2 weeks because I'm taking away the last stitches this weekend. It's looking good. It's just that I cannot move because it has to, get together again. So it's just very annoying. Yeah.
That's okay.
I'll privately send you to a picture later if you want. Yeah, but rather other than that, I'm doing okay. The Swedish government came out with a super good thing for the companies and dancers that we have. So hopefully mid-October we will get some support finally.
Oh, amazing.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I'm going to Sweden again next week to hang out with my parents a little bit.
Yeah.
How are you guys? I've heard some rumors of my. Yeah, okay, I'm not saying anything.
The rumors will be exposed at the right time.
All right, I'll be quiet.
This sounds coded. What?
That's very Da Vinci Code right now. It's like,
Everybody's like, huh?
yeah.
All right.
Actually, well, this, aside from it being so lovely to see you, Felix, one of the things that Michael and I wanted to talk about was what have we learned this summer or these past like 6 months of staying at home, still trying to dance, technology, running our own classes. Like, what have we learned?
Wow. Some of you should start.
50 words.
Well, I was thinking about this a little bit this morning. What have I learned? And I think one of the biggest things is the ability to watch all the ups and downs. And by that, I mean emotionally ups and downs. Like I feel okay, I feel optimistic and happy, or I feel super sad and just like heavy and like I've lost everything. But then also with people and with with things happening with the pandemic, you know, the fear rising and oh my God, it's like a super panicked and anxious, distressed place. But then it subsides, and then you have to kind of just roll with it and relax. And so then it made me think a lot about it's like ocean waves, you know, they come and then they retreat and it swells and then it goes. And then it also got me thinking a lot about the breath, just our regular breath, how that also has this up and down. And I have found that really, I don't mean to get all like floofy, but breathing, guys, right? No, breathing has really helped to return me out of the furious thoughts in my head, trying to answer questions, trying to come up with solutions. The breath has helped me to come back to my body and just kind of like be where I am. And my main point is learning how to watch, learning how to just see it go up and down and know that it's going to be okay, versus being too gripped by being dragged up and dragged down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think like breathing and meditation. Like I've been doing. No. But I'm thinking because I've been doing yoga. I started doing yoga with Elena, for instance, and she's been doing Ashtanga for many years, and I've never done it before. And then I, at the same time, was invited to this meditation sessions with some friends of mine, and they're doing this whole program. And yeah, I just spend a lot of time, like you said, just being like mindfulness and not necessarily being so concerned, but just being in the moment, right? So and accepting that you might feel bad or good that day, but that's okay, right? Not judging yourself in that moment.
And the judging of yourself, like I'm sure everybody has changed a lot, whether we realize it or not. Like some of us maybe have gained a few pounds, or some of us have.
Huh? Who?
No, you. But also, but also, you know, some of us, we probably don't feel like we're as fit or as strong, or we don't have the same stamina, or you know, like lots of stuff has changed. Our activity, our habits, and like the things that we do. So, not judging yourself for the changes that have happened right now is huge.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet? You're not ready to share what you've learned, Michael?
No, I'm just no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like all of the uh, all of the breathing and all of the mindfulness. It's fabulous. It's solid. I'd like to think I was there. There's moments where I'm like, you know what? I got a handle on stuff, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I don't have a handle on anything. So you know, there's that. Like the weight gain is real. But you know what? Sometimes it's okay.
I have a quick story about breath and breathing that I can share while you maybe think about whatever comes next. But I remember way back in the day learning some of the first super difficult aerials from Ryan and Jenny. And I was a terrible jumper, and I was afraid of flying, and I was afraid of flipping and all of this kind of stuff. And landings were always scary for me. And I remember Ryan talking about breath and talking about breathing, and he was referring specifically to certain jumps where at a certain point your knees are bent, you're kind of in a little ball, and then you have to extend your legs to get ready to jump, and that sort of helps the trajectory of the aerial. But then he was saying you have to breathe like in that moment, exhale with it. And at the time I was so young and green and scared that I was like, yeah, okay, breathe, yeah, okay, yeah. And it wasn't until probably 5 years later in New York City when I was working with this incredible body worker named Kevin Creedon. You remember Kevin, right? And Kevin has now left the physical body, but he was an incredible ballet dancer and gymnast, and he did Feldenkrais, which is a type of body movement therapy that is fascinating. It has to do with the neurological programming of the brain and how like the tip of your toes sense the ground, and it's really cool stuff. Anyways, Kevin talked to me extensively about breathing, and he would say you inhale on the prep and then you exhale on the landing, and he was referring to his gymnastics work. So I remember getting to a point where I was able to coordinate those. In fact, I even remember Michael wanting to make sure I had brushed my teeth before we did aerial work because I knew I was going to be breathing in your face.
That is appreciated and courteous. Thank you.
Yeah, and it was powerful because, again, what I said earlier, the breath helped to get me out of my mind and connect me immediately back into the sensation of my body, which of course you really need in the moment of an aerial. You've got to have that physical awareness that is actually much more in the body than it is in the brain. Like there's a little understanding in the brain that needs to happen, but it's so fast. It has to be physical. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Breathe, guys.
Breathe.
What I'm trying to say is don't stop.
I'm thinking about something now that I think in terms of breathing that you will understand, Michael, even if you're not doing that privately in your life, but golf. And I'm saying this because I played a lot of golf this summer.
I've been noticing when you check in at some golf course in Sweden.
And I thought about you a lot because I was like I would love for us to do this together because that has been the one thing for me this year that has really brought me to like to calm down, and also understanding how important it is for me to be close to nature.
Oh yeah, sure. But you want to stay just like in the fairway. You don't want to be in the rough. Not too much of the nature.
Not in the woods.
Or the water, just
not a park course or like a wood course. I just stupid internal golf jokes.
No, but I love this. Tell us more, Felix. Why, other than being in nature, why do you think golf is relaxing for you?
I mean, there's so many different things, but you have to be like. There's so. I think they like have this research about like how much in the mind you're playing and not actually the act of moving. So like the mindfulness in golf is one of the biggest things of being focused and having your routine. And in terms of connecting it to dancing, it's a lot about rhythm, a lot about feeling. If you are that kind of player, as I am, like you want to feel good about something. So for me, it just brings time for me. You know, I don't have to focus on anything else than what I'm supposed to do in those 4 hours. Oh my God, someone is saying that we play at St. Andrews. Yes, please.
Hi, Nick.
Oh my God, what the hell?
Yeah,
He's so excited.
yeah,
I mean,
Nick.
you know how hard it is to get a tea time at St. Andrews?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we'll go.
Nick, let us know in the chat, just for Felix and I. Is it the old course? I don't think we can get on the old course.
I think you have to like sign up for time, and then you have to get. It's like a lottery or something.
By the time we have a cure for COVID, we could probably get a tea time.
Oh my God, it can be done. Whoa! All right.
Nick and I have been talking about this for years. I know, Nick. Thank you. And yes, it will happen.
Thank you so much. The excitement. Yeah. So yeah, for me, the funny thing with this is that I'm not going to talk too much about this. I don't want it to be about me. But the funny thing is that I started dancing and playing golf at the same time. To the year of 2000 in August, literally like I think 1 week apart or something, and then it just followed me up until maybe like the same like intensity at 2012 or something. I played like in the club with like the competitions and etc. And then I just decided that dancing was more the thing that I would like to spend time on. And then now I'm thinking that if I would have won $2.5 million at US Open, no, I'm just kidding. That's
yeah.
But
you could have been on the PGA. You could have been a pro either way, dancing or golf. You could have been a pro if you just stuck with it.
Exactly.
I had no idea, Felix. This is very exciting. I know nothing about golf except that there's that cool little car you get to drive, which is great. I like that part because I don't drive. I don't even drive here in New York City,
right.
so that's my only driving. But Simon loves golf, so we'll set this up, or we'll have like a whole separate, whatever Facebook event for those who want to golf.
We used to, when we had a dance company in New York, and we were working with them extensively on aerials. I remember trying and they were all talented dancers in their own right. And I remember trying to use a golf metaphor for them on what it takes to execute an aerial. And it just fell on deaf ears. But Felix, you understand, like all those practice swings before you tee off are like smooth, beautiful, easy breezy, cover girl. Like, and then you get up, like you address the ball, and then everything you go like, yeah, and everything like tightens up, and you just
you're like, okay.
You top the ball that goes 30 feet, and like to me that's exactly what would always happen with aerial training. It's like your preps are like beautiful, just find your prep, find your breath, nice and easy, great. And then when it comes time to throw it, all of a sudden you're like, oh, and you're like,
yeah, totally.
Yeah,
that's a great metaphor. I like that.
Yeah, it doesn't really apply for a lot of dancers.
No.
You do.
I mean, we would know. The next time we're practicing aerials, we were like, yep.
Done. Anyway. Golf is. I would love to get back to it. I think so. I'm going to say this, maybe to address. I don't know what rumors you've heard. I'm very curious to know with whom you've been speaking. But my producer and I we're gonna be taking a little bit of a trip. Are you familiar with this rumor?
I heard about this rumor.
Who are you talking to?
Someone that you spend time with every week that I also work with a lot right now. Who do you teach every week? Who do you coach every week? Who do you jazz with every week?
That one.
No, yes, but not necessarily jazz with her. You coach someone. You practice aerials maybe with someone. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I know.
All right. So yes. So
are we mentioning names or not? Yeah. I just heard a small little, but then I was like, I need to call Michael.
Here we are. Yes, I'm going to be relocating. We are going to be relocating to a different destination for a while, just to get out of London, because London is great, but it's becoming a petri dish again for the COVIDs, and yeah, so we're gonna step to some hopefully less expensive locations, because it's really hard on one salary to make London, a world city as great as London, economically viable. So we will be in. I think our first stop will be an island country of sorts in the Caribbean, which is crazy. But they do have golf courses there, and I am bringing my golf clubs with me.
I heard about this, and I was like, maybe I should book a fucking flight. Sorry for the language. To visit someone.
We say airport.
So you should book your flight and put in the reservation for Chateau Michael Jagger and Carolina, because I believe their hotel will be booked with many people wanting to visit them.
We do have some guests already booked.
Oh yeah?
That is a fact.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So yeah, we got Marie coming down to say hey for a little bit. I assume that's with whom you've been speaking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I didn't know that she was gonna go there. I knew that she was gonna go home, but now she's waiting for some tests, the COVID test and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, we all have to go through that. We have to make sure that we're negative before we can get on the flight. And
that's also one thing that happened. I know that I'm negative, but I had friends of mine that was positive, so we had to go to the hospital and try to do that too.
Oh.
But we were negative, so it's fine. It's all good.
Was that down in Madrid, or was that up in?
It was literally this weekend. Yeah. So I'm currently on quarantine. Sorry?
Sorry. Are your friends okay?
Yes, they were probably in the end of the... So they are not sick. They don't have any symptoms at all. They just were tested positive. So they have to quarantine for 14 days and do another test. Me and Elena just have to quarantine for 10 days, and then we can do whatever we want. Yeah, sorry to interrupt again. That was
No, that's a real thing. I'm glad that you bring that up, because I know, especially here in New York City, everybody is just feeling really good. The weather is beautiful. Cafes are open and people are eating outside on the streets.
Yeah. Dancing, I see, in the park.
Yeah, which is so great. Like, it makes me so happy. My heart is like, New York City, you're still alive. But I think it makes me nervous too, because it's not gone. Do you know what I mean? Like, we still gotta...
It's happening, like, to an extent, like, the doctors here, our friends that helped us with this, I mean, they were like, it's worse than before in terms of the situation at the hospital. So they're working...
You're talking about Madrid?
Yeah, in Madrid. They're working 24-hour shifts. Like, 24-hour. It's like...
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So yeah, we were there in the emergency, and it's unfortunate. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So I think it's worth thinking about, and I think that with the idea of starting up this dancing and doing stuff again, like people need to be very cautious and aware about the problem that is causing, because if we don't stop, we will never. Like, I had friends in Greece this week. They started classes. They had them 2 weeks. One of the students reported that they had COVID. So now they had to cancel again for 2 weeks. Everybody had to go to quarantine. So, and I mean, in that case, it ends up being the person that has COVID, and then plus, like, I don't know, 10 people then, let's say, that's allowed in the space. But all of them has to be in 14 days. So it just continues, right? So it's very intense.
Yeah, we basically, I mean, I hate to say this, but we just cannot rush. We can't rush this.
No.
And winter's coming. Okay, if you guys don't mind, I want to segue to another topic. Unless, Michael, have you decided to share with us what you've learned?
I love segues. Here's what I've learned. I'll do a quick synopsis. I've learned that a couple of things. I've learned that I will never be as technologically adept as I am at dancing, which is not actually saying much about either. But it is something that all of us have had to really learn how to do as professionals. Is as much as we are practitioners of a form, we also have to learn how to utilize and early adopt on technologies just to stay ahead of that curve. Not to use an outplayed phrase right now, but yeah, it's definitely like just the scramble for figuring out how to get all of these technologies to kind of work together is it's really impressive to see how not just the two of us, but Felix, when I watch and I see what you and Felipe and Jenny Thomas, like people have really just had to step up and make it work in ways, and it really speaks to the adaptability of an artist in a way that kind of runs against their nature in terms of technology. So that's been impressive. Albeit painful at times to kind of to have that learning curve. To be super cliche, the only thing that is constant is change, and it just feels like everything is changing, and that is good. I think with respect to within our specific community, I think the changes that are occurring are great with respect to Black Lives Matters and awareness of awareness, realizing the importance of acknowledging and like vociferously exclaiming where this dance comes from. It's great. It's long overdue. It's so many things, but that has been so much at the forefront of my brain. Actually, long before this year, but we're at a tipping point. So that has been kind of for me the summer of things, which is I'm really excited to see the positivity within our swing community, and then the jazz community in general. Like to see the awareness that's happening. I hope the energy continues. It's really easy now that we're being consumed by the next news cycle to kind of forget what's happening out there, but we need to keep this at the forefront and understand and keep fighting for not just the equality of African Americans and the art form, but lifting them up and really trying to bring them to the forefront, bring people who have brought this culture to us, bring them back to the forefront of that culture. I think that's really, it's essential for this form to survive and thrive, in my opinion. So that is exciting. The change that is constant. We have, politically all around the world, not to make this a political thing, but the act of dancing, the way that we socially dance, is a political act. And so I think that for me, those two are kind of inseparable. We have someone like RBG who just passed, which is huge for us. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a huge inspiration to so many, and what she did for the rights of not just women, for gender equality in general was so powerful, and her loss is huge. The gravity of that will be felt for at least a generation, and for me, it's really disheartening to see an administration when it happened. I said, "Fuck," and I went to sleep. Sorry, I did, and I went to sleep, and I woke up the next morning, and I was talking to Carolina about this, and I pulled up. I said, "This is what Mitch McConnell said." In 2016, the last year of Obama's, I knew, and then that day later on, that's what the news cycle was saying. I was like, right. So it's just, we have to keep fighting, and even when things get tough, not to be disappointed. We've got to keep pushing forward, and we got to be fight for our beliefs. We know what's right in our hearts. If we really are willing to, as Latasha said last week, if we're willing to acknowledge truths, which can be hard and difficult and painful, it will actually bring to light what actions we need to take. So, there. I'll leave it there for a moment. But that's if we really want to know what I've been learning this summer and for longer. Yeah.
That's a whole separate. We could talk forever about this. Yeah. Now I hear you.
That was well said, Michael. Well
Yeah.
said. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool.
I'm gonna read. I want to read a quote from a book to transition because I feel like we're gonna transition soon.
Do you want to read yours first, or shall I read from?
Oh, you want to read? Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah.
No high ground.
Okay. Well, so as a gentle segue, but not forgetting or leaving behind anything that you just said, Michael. In order to educate ourselves and to educate members of Syncopated City and to just be an example to the community, Michael and I have been reading a lot, and we've been doing this book club, and it's been going really well. It's been a lot of fun. And so this month of October, we're going to be reading Moving to Higher Ground, How Jazz Can Change Your Life by Wynton Marsalis. And I would imagine, and so the book club, it's going to be October 18th at 2 p.m. Anyone and everyone is welcome to join us. This is like free, just come be with us. It's on Zoom. The information is on a Facebook event, and it's also in the member forum of our website. But I think a lot of people have already read this book, but I think we should read it again or contemplate it some more. And I wanted to read you guys just 2 paragraphs, if I may.
Please.
This is on page 40, if anybody would like to follow along. But it's really beautiful. It says, ooh, we got jazz music playing. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That made me happy. I was like, yes, exactly.
Lena is taking the class with Remy.
Oh, yes, of course.
I don't know. I don't know. I never heard this person. I don't know who that is. I don't know.
He's up and coming. He's an up and
coming boogie woogie dancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll mute myself.
Thanks, Felix. Okay, so this is on page 42 paragraphs I want to read to you guys. In music, rhythm is almost always connected to dance, and the dance is often the centerpiece of cultural rituals and rites of passage. Swing, the dance and the music, bespeaks the flexible nature of American life. In jazz, the bass walks a note on every beat. The drummer rides the cymbal or plays brushes on every beat. And everybody else invents melodies and sounds that sway with, against, and upside every beat. Every beat requires musicians to reassess their relationship to one another. This is what makes swinging so challenging. You are forced to be constantly aware of other people's feelings. The art of swinging can be reduced to, quote, be together. And it's hard to accomplish. That's why bass players and drummers argue all the time. No one person can control the ebb and flow. Swing demands 3 things. It requires extreme coordination because it is a dance with other people who are inventing steps as they go. I love that. 2, it requires intelligent decision-making because what's best for you is not necessarily best for the group or for the moment. And 3, it requires good intentions because you have to trust that you and the other musicians are equally interested in making great music and are not guided by ego or musical shortcomings that haven't been addressed. What? Yeah, I know. I'm just like, bah.
Book drop.
Incredible. I mean, when I got this book, not only was I like squealing and highlighting everything and getting goosebumps, but I mean, I have just written throughout this book. In fact, I'm really eager to read it again after everything that's happened. And I can read back over my own notes and see what has changed from my understandings. So, please join us, anyone and everyone. That's going to be on Sunday, October 18th at 2 p.m. And
up on the thing again.
Oh, yeah. Let me do that. Yeah, join us again on October 18th at 2 p.m. We have a Facebook event for it. It's free to anyone and everyone. It's just going to be on Zoom. And of course, members, it's in the member forum on our site. And even if you don't join us for the book club, we highly suggest you should read this book.
The journalist says we put the closed quotes after a little bit further on, but that's all right. It's just after. Yeah.
Oh, it should have been moving to higher ground, comma, how jazz can change your life, quotation.
That's all right. That's all right.
Thanks, Michael. Thanks.
I saw someone asking about where to get the books, like if they're in Europe. And I know that this is a controversial topic if you don't want to buy from certain big brands. I'm not going to mention the name, but to get these books, usually the best place to do so is actually on Amazon. I will say if you don't want to support that, I'm totally understand, but this book is available on Amazon in Germany if you want to buy it. I also tried to find other places in Germany too, but yeah.
If you do Amazon.com, www.smile.amazon. Whatever your country is, but if you put the smile.amazon, then a small portion, how much? 5% of the purchase.
Oh wow!
Will be donated to a charity.
That's great. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know.
So if you've got to use it, that's a way to feel
incredible.
A little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot say anything. I use it for specifically books. I still have a hard time in Madrid to finding stuff for sure. So,
yeah. No, that's great. That's a fabulous quote. I am
incredible
to get back into the book again and just find. Yeah, it's a short read, but it's like thick it's like chock full of gems, jewels. It's really great. It's a fabulous book.
I don't know if you're going to read any of his other books, but also Letters to a Young Jazz Musician is incredible as well.
Nice. Actually, yes. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, all of his books is just incredible. I love them, but that one for me is also like very cool to read in terms of what we talk about, this idea of sharing something to people that are just starting something or is in their journey of learning about jazz, which is very connected to what we do as dancers as well. Yeah.
So Letters to a Young Musician, we'll put that on the list.
Yeah, Wynter Marsalis.
And also Claudia was asking about if we can get our list of books out earlier, Michael, so that people have more time to get them. And yes, Claudia, when we decide, I'll write them in the Facebook event and also on the membership page. I know how that is, because it's like I need time to get the book.
Yeah. Totally. I want to say very quick as we're reading chat messages. I know Greg said thank you. I appreciate you sharing your truth, Michael. I hope what you said will reach others and provide a hit thing. Thanks, Greg. I would say to everyone again, get out and vote.
Amen.
At the moment, that's the only way. Apparently, according to our democracy, that is how change will be enacted. So we've got a big one coming up. We've already talked about it, but for the United States, it's November 4th, 3rd?
November 3rd.
Okay, the 3rd, just to create that one-day sense of urgency if I'm wrong. But point is, get out early. If you have to do mail-in voting, you should have done it like yesterday because the post office is being dismantled. But get out and vote, please, please, please. Outside of that, subscribe to NAACP.org or there's so many organizations out there that you can subscribe to. Write your representatives locally because they're the ones that whose jobs depend on your support. There's a lot of ways that you can take your passion and transition it into action. So this is a big one, a lot of our lives. Not to be too hyperbolic, but thank you, and get out to vote. Vote. Good job.
Absolutely. I'm going to do early voting, actually go in person and do early voting.
Yeah.
Michael, with roughly 10 minutes left, did you want to read? What were you going to read to
Thank you,
us?
Jen.
Thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. Producer.
One of the things trying to make sense of the craziness that we all live in. Yes, Greg. One of the things that, like, just trying to make sense of the craziness that we all are feeling for our different reasons, be it as Lindy Hop teachers, or as frontline workers, or as office work, like whatever your profession. There's a quote that I would like to read. It's a very short one from a little book.
I remember that book. Did I give you that book?
You did, Evita.
That's a great book.
Yeah, it's called The Art of. Oh God, Michael, center it. Pico.
Oh wow, adventure going nowhere. I want to read this.
It's so beautiful. I gave Michael this book when we were at the height of our travel, and we were kind of like losing our sanity of home and space and relationships with others, because we were just never in one place for too long. And Michael, I gave that to you, and then later my mom sent me a copy, not knowing that I had already read it, and it's such a beautiful book. Anyways, please read to us.
It's a short one. All right. It says, it says, not many years ago, it was access to information and movement that seemed our greatest luxury. Nowadays, it's often freedom from information, the chance to sit still that feels like the ultimate prize. So if we were to find any comfort in the fact that we have to self-isolate, if we have to quarantine, just remember what the craziness was prior and how much we longed at times for these moments. Be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And so now what we do with that time is
What is that from? What is that from?
I don't know. It's from
It's from so many, like,
Mind.
somebody can look that up. What
I think that's just, yeah. I mean, you've been doing this job that we are doing way longer than I have. But
we're not old, Felix.
I didn't mean that as you being old. I just mean that you are way more experienced than me, and much more wiser as well.
Yeah.
But that was something that I needed to hear. I got a lot of goosebumps when you read that, Michael. And I think we have talked about this as, like, personally as three so many times, and you just forget, right? You forget when changes come. You just like, what to do next, instead of just being okay with maybe looking at yourself and be still.
Yeah. When you're more still, it's easier to breathe. Just to bring it back to what Evita's point was.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Connect with your loved ones as well.
And hopefully your loved one also includes yourself.
Oh.
That? Wow.
Wow.
That was deep.
I typed in a couple of, like, quotes, like, who said, be careful what you wish for because you'll get it. One of them says a proverb. One of them says W.W. Jacobs. One of them says Tom Laga. One of them says Colin Cunningham. So it's I think it is such a deep, what?
Huh?
I think it's such an old proverb that many people have given that advice and just worded it differently over time.
Yeah, it's used in music. I think I've seen movie and musical with that too. Like some kind of, it was just very prominent in my head now when you said it.
Somewhere in the zeitgeist. I don't know.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Yeah.
There, I thought you were gonna go. There's a place for us.
Have we?
Somewhere.
Sorry.
A place for us. Our next show will be Evita.
Dios mío.
Actually, no, but actually, I have contacted a couple of incredible jazz artists and dear friends asking them for private lessons for singing, because why not? You know? So,
Done. Use it. Felix, you got anything you want to promote?
Oh, wow. No, right now, I actually don't. I mean, I mean, I have my stuff going on online, but I'm on a break because of my injury, and I'm a little bit in this same feeling as you, Michael, was into right before. Like I'm processing my time, and I'm trying to make this happen with the Swedish government. If that happens, which will kind of calm me down, I think, in a different setting in life. But I mean, yeah, I mean, both. I would say that there's so many people that are doing so much good work. I would like to, well, if there's one thing that I would like to promote is the Collective Voices for Change.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
No, I would like to, if you that are here listening and watching this haven't seen Marie and the Eye that we talked about before, myself and Michaela Helston created this new project called Collective Voices for Change to bring us all together to discuss exactly what Michael has been in forefront of his mind, which is, I think, that the thing that I talk about most of my time today, personally and with other people. But yeah, check us out. We are on Facebook. The website is soon to be published. But yeah, we are a group of people from all across the world right now, and we are working for collective change in the community to promote Black artists and bring back the importance of what this dance is about and this art form is about. So yeah, we're continuously posting events. So soon we will post our new event with another webinar. It's coming up soon, but yeah, check us out. There's a manifesto, where we stand for, and everything. So yeah, that for sure I would like to promote. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to get it into the captions, but I'm scrambling. So I think we'll just make sure that we put it into the notes after the fact.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Another thing that's coming up that it's nice for people to know about, ALHC, American Lindy Hop Championships, which is an older competition that predates ILHC. It's run by Paulette Brockington, and she's very, it's always kind of had a strong base here in the Northeast, and that's coming up at the end of October. Again, all virtually online, but maybe something good to check out. And then, of course, ILHC, the International Lindy Hop Championships, that's going to be happening and also virtually. So I think, it's a really exciting time to see what we can do with ourselves at home right now. And if you've ever been afraid or shy of competing because of the in-person fear of it, maybe this is a really great opportunity to push yourself and put something on video and just submit it, and it doesn't matter whether or not it pushes through to finals or wins anything. It's just about your journey of creating something and offering that to the community.
And supporting something that also, I would say, like the Black Lindy Hoppers Fund, which is also now it's beeping everywhere. That Tina Morales, that is the organizer of ILHC, is also working now with. I don't know where the money would go, but I'm sure that any money that goes into ILHC this year will also help these causes that we're talking about. So I think that there's definitely a lot of things. Yeah, now we're on the promotion thing, but yeah, right now, as I told everybody, my girlfriend is taking classes with Remy for this new thing called Black Lindy Hoppers Fund. And if you are a Black dancer or a Black person watching this, you can become a member of this and learn, and you can participate in this intensive for free of charge. So yeah, check that out as well. I would definitely recommend that to check that out. Yeah.
That's great. I knew there were things to promote. I knew it.
Yeah, you just had to
Yeah.
Yeah.
in a sense, it's nice that when I ask, you have to go like nothing versus like, well, like
Exactly. To actually think about what I want to promote. That's fun.
people. I can say from our end, that's fine, Evita. It's all right.
Championships.
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 I think everybody gets it. Everybody gets it.
Chips. I know, Evita, you and I have been releasing at least a new lesson a week for our members. So we're still, despite the odds, we are still churning out content for the members, which is great. And I know that we have even though we are going to take a step back from doing these live streams, we are doing so in an effort not only to honor transition that is happening in our own lives, but also to kind of refocus how we're going to provide for our members within our membership. So we're looking at new ways to kind of give back to those who have given to us and allow us to continue on. So we want to thank all of our members, but also know that 26 new lessons already this year. Is that true? Something like that?
Wow.
At least, basically every single week we have released a new lesson to members, and it's because we filmed a whole bulk of material at one point, and we then edit and release them. And thank goodness, man, because Michael and I haven't been in the same place in a while. So.
Yeah. And his hair hasn't gotten any shorter. So. Yeah.
Well, Felix, what an absolute joy and total surprise, and thank you for being here with us, because it just
thank you so much for inviting me. I was literally, I'll tell you, I was literally in my bed watching YouTube doing nothing, and then like Michael and Evita is live. I always join to check out what you're doing, and you're like, you want to join? I was like, jump out of bed.
We'll teach you to comment.
Oh man, no, thank you, Felix. And truly, like, this couldn't have been more perfect, because it was spontaneous and it was authentic and beautiful, and it sort of bookends these live streams. So
super nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everybody for tuning in. Hey, can we do something super cheesy? Say yes. Say yes. Okay. No. Put your hands on your heart like this. Put your hands on your heart. Come on, Michael. Put your hands on your heart, and don't look at the computer screen for a second, and take a deep breath in and exhale, and just think that we're all still connected. Like, even though we're not in the same space and we're in all different parts of the world, we're still all connected, and we're all here believing in what's good and fighting for what's right. And it doesn't matter that we're socially distanced right now, because we're still all connected. And thank you all for being here. Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. Love you, and we'll see you soon again. Until the next time. Adieu.